Hey, what is up, squad? TITOBODS here, as always. And how was your weekend, guys? Anyway, today's video is all about Napoleon. My final verdict on Napoleon and what to use or which hero you can use with his march while waiting for other better heroes that have the same class and also an archer. Now, before we do this, please don't forget to like and share with your friends and your alliances so that we're going to spread the word and help other players in the community that is looking for this kind of content. Also, if you are a new player or a fan of Age of Empires Mobile or you like this kind of content, please don't hesitate to subscribe to help the channel out. And also don't forget to ring the bell so you will always be notified as soon as we have a new video just for you. Anyway guys, having said that, Napoleon is really a good commander, honestly. 100% without a doubt. Okay, you may be wondering why my Napoleon is now just level 1 again and no skills again. So what we did was use our reset. So don't forget that you still have your hands on your reset. Don't forget that we have it in the game and use it wisely. Now, as I've said, Napoleon is a really great commander, especially if you were using archers your whole life here in Age of Empires Mobile and you are looking for an additional march as an archer, since we all know that really doing a lot of these researches are very important. And if you have already spent all your resources on doing the researches for your archers and it's already maxed, I think Napoleon and his squad is going to be a good addition for you guys. But because he is an archer, sometimes he is overlooked because of the Lubu. But fear not, because this Napoleon is like a monster in the field. Honestly, after testing him out, here's what I found. So I have tested him out with all other available heroes in the game that can match this lineup of Napoleon, that potentially can bring this Napoleon troops into a higher level. So first off, what we did was we tested it, of course, with Saladin and Henry. Now, the thing with Henry and your Saladin is that they are good. They have the same classes. They have everything in their arsenal. And I might say that same as your Tribuana and your Miyamoto, Saladin is also a vital part of this Napoleon lineup. So Napoleon and Saladin right now comes hand in hand. There is no denying it. Without Saladin, Napoleon is going to have a little bit of lackluster damage. Same as what is happening with Mia and Tribuana. With Tribuana, Miyamoto is a monster. And with Saladin, your Napoleon is also going to be a monster. Who are you choosing to maneuver this troops or these heroes to the next level? Now, we have Henry as introduced by the game. The only thing with Henry right now is that he is a freaking mess. He doesn't have that much capabilities to boost this troop. Now, I will show you some of the tests that we have done with Henry. So first up, what we did was we didn't use any type of healing skill. So what we only used Fervor, and we also used the Strategy Master's Gift. And also, we use the Boulder Trap before we get the Strategy Master Gift so that we at least have a vision or an overview on what will happen. And then we also tested him with a Fervor and a War Tactic so that we can see if they can become a bit tanky. Now, also on your Saladin, we did a Fervor, and as you can see here, we also have your Roar of Victory. So we did a Fervor, Roar of Victory, and we also did a Fervor and War Tactics. Now, here are the tests for the Fervor and your Roar of Victory. And now, as you can see here, that most of this should have been a better output, honestly. So all of them are 120. The only difference is that we don't have the 5-star for the heroes, but it shouldn't be this weak, right? Now, the second thing is that we used the War Tactics for vote so that we can have a healing or sustained, because as you can see on the timer, it only says like 20 something seconds. So we used the War Tactics to give them a little boost of defense and recovery, but what happened was it was also lackluster in damage, and the heals, as you can see, is not that great. So this lineup eventually ended up sucking, and it's not really good, honestly, in my opinion. Now, next up, what we have done was a Napoleon with Saladin and, of course, Theo. So with Theo, the account or the lineup really flourished. We have a good damage output from our Napoleon. We have a good rage happening there. We have a good heal from Theodora. And a little bit of sustainability this time. The only thing lacking really if you use this kind of lineup is that you're missing 50% of the attributes because you are using a different class. And this actually brings down the potential of Napoleon a little bit. But versus the results from Henry, you can see that Theo in the lineup is actually doing way better. Now, we also did have one glitch fight wherein we are only fighting one troop and the other three are not there right away. So they did appear or fight in the last few seconds. So we have a huge advantage on a 1v1 versus one of the troops. And you can see here, there is a huge damage boost when it comes to this. Now, we only dream of doing that or having that for your Napoleon, but even though it is a bug that happened here, you can say that on a one-on-one battle, Napoleon can really try or do this much damage. I am seeing like, let's say, a Ramesses type of damage on our Napoleon if done right. That is actually what I was seeing from this tests here. Now, what we did is same old skill for your Theo. So just boosting the healing or the recovery because this lineup really needs that one. So also, I felt like this lineup with Napoleon really needs a little bit of defense and survivability, just like Ramesses. So that's how I feel about it. That's why Theo, I think, is also a good replacement for Henry while we are still waiting for another hero. Now, next up that we tried, of course, is our Zhuge Liang. So when we tried Zhuge Liang with our Napoleon, he is not yet at 5-star. So the only one that was at 5-star was Theo, and Zhuge Liang was not at 5-star at all. And with Zhuge Liang, boosted Napoleon like a boss. Like, he's given him a lot of stats with strategy, and it really helps a lot in the process. Now, one thing also to note is that you can use a Lion's Ring in this lineup. If you have a level 20 to level 30 Lion's Ring, you can use it on Napoleon, and so that you can actually compensate for the loss of the stats. And also, with the help of Zhuge Liang boosting your strategy, the damage is really, really good. It's like boosting your normal damage for your Napoleon. Now, the only tricky thing here is that giving them defense. Although Zug, with his skills, give this lineup already a defense, as you can see from the timers. So we have better boost in defense here with our Zhuge Liang. Even better, I might say, than Theo. And this is not yet a 5-star Zhuge Liang. So what I'm saying here is that this lineup of Napoleon really isn't just for low spender. So you need to have a little bit of investment in this lineup. Or if you are a low spender, you might need a little bit of focus, dedication, and also investment on him. So you just need to do that with this lineup, and I think you're going to be good. Because this the lineup of Napoleon, I think, is going to be a monster when they have their third hero as a support. And of course, we also did one with our warrior friend, which is Mehmed. And I might say that the results with Mehmed ain't that great. So Theo did a decent job of sustaining the build and giving off damage or helping the damage of Napoleon. But with Mehmed, it also did that, but in a little bit lower. So the value of Theo is a bit, just tiny bit higher than Mehmed. But you can also run Mehmed here, but it isn't really that great, in my opinion. But still, the help with the stats and the damage, still Mehmed can actually be here, if you have a Mehmed though. The last bit of, the last hero that we tested him on is of course his own martial hero, but a 4-star or an epic hero, which is Leon. As you can see, our Leon is 120 because we tested him out. It was just 96 early on in the game, but now it's this. And we also have gotten our hands on Fervor, as you can see, and Suppression here, so that we could have a might or strategy for your Napoleon. Actually, the results were really bad at the start because we have like 2 fights first with Leon, and it was really, really bad. And then eventually, when the attack or when the skills of Napoleon is pouring in, the Fervor here and the Suppression, I think, Suppression really did a lot of help in the lineup. So I will show you the results. So these are the results for your Leon included in the lineup. So if you can compare it with your Henry, I think Leon has a better resume than Henry. Anyway, guys, if you are going to ask me if Leon is possible in this lineup, I will say yes, but use him with precaution. But based on this, as you can see, compare it with the ones with Henry here. You can replay it and see what Henry provided with this lineup and versus it, or versus what Leon has provided in this lineup. But overall, guys, I think I have decided, or my final verdict right now is to wait for Eleanor. So Eleanor is coming as suspected because he already or she already has been leaked. There is already a an avatar for her, and she was available with the leaks, including Roland. So I think she is not that far off the ladder. So if you're going to use the lineup of the archers right now, what I can say is that maybe you can use your Henry and wait for Eleanor. But if you have a Zhuge Liang, if you have a Zhuge Liang waiting, just waiting on your pool and you are not using him, might as well use him with Napoleon if you are going to use the Napoleon March. I 100% guarantee that Zug is going to be a good addition to that lineup. Just make sure that you have 2 defensive rings on this lineup and at least use a ring of lion at more than level 20 so that this lineup can work. So that is what my recommendation for the archer marshals, and I think that is going to be my final verdict for this one. Just make sure that you have all the necessary items like the gems, the equipment, and the rings that I have mentioned in this lineup. Make sure that you make this lineup as tanky as possible and make your Napoleon the damage dealer of the lineup and give him all the gems that he needs for the damage. And I think this is going to be a good lineup right now, but I think when Eleanor comes, and if she is going to be a support hero for this lineup, I think it's going to be even better, and I think it's going to be popular when Eleanor came or comes. Same as what happened with Elsid. And I really want to do this video, and thankfully we have a friend on the other server that I'm going to reveal on the videos. Now I hope that this verdict can clear some questions from you guys, or if you aren't convinced with the results, kindly leave some comments and give us your thoughts on this lineup, and maybe if you are going to use this lineup, also inform me in the comments. So if you guys have other options or other suggestions, recommendations for the lineup, or maybe that can help others, kindly leave them down also in the comments so that we can help our friends in the community. Anyway, if you have any other questions regarding this lineup or Age of Empires mobile content related, I'm always here. Anyway guys, hope this video has been helpful to you guys, and if you haven't seen yet the live stream of the video test, kindly check out the description. I'll make sure to have it there. And as always, squad, thank you for watching the video. Don't forget to like this one, share it with your friends, and if you're new to the channel, you love Age of Empires mobile content, or you are a new player, our channel is going to help you out, so don't forget to subscribe and ring that bell so you will always be updated soon as we have a new video just for you guys. And as always, have a great day, squad. This is your TITOBODS, and I will see you in the next one.